lose some weight, feeling great. Sorry, y'all got keep getting news about my grandson. So, hey everybody. Hey Charles, what's up everybody? Let's lose some weight. I hope everybody's doing fantastic today. It's Tuesday, TGIT. Thank God it's Tuesday. For those of you that's new, my name's Travis Martin. I've lost over 100 pounds with the Shibboleth lifestyle. I've come off all prescription medications, and programs changed my life, and it's went on to change tens of thousands of other lives as well. And I hope that you will also be able to make that claim that God used Shibboleth to change your life. It's a lifestyle. It's practical, sustainable, and fun. Each week we start a new group. We carry a new group through our fast track course. That's our beginner course. And then on Thursday, we all take the test, pass the test, and earn the fast track badge, because we know when people earn the fast track badge, they go on to lose the weight. They go on to do good things, to feel better, to have more life in every day. And that's what Shibboleth is all about, is really tackling our spiritual fitness, our physical fitness, our emotional health, all those things. You know, when I started my journey, for me, it wasn't even about all the prescriptions I was on. It was about how I felt about myself. Being over 300 pounds and being made fun of for years when I was younger, and you know, all those things, they really weighed me down. It was a heavy weight, you know. It just beat me up. And then, you know, I got married as a young man, and we didn't know how to cook. We didn't know how to eat right or anything like that. And my wife at the time, my first wife, she put me on the Roni diet. We had rice-a-roni, beef-a-roni, tuna helper, beef helper. You know, we was eating that every night. And then I'd walk up to my mother's and I would eat fried chicken and fried okra with her. And then I'd have popcorn. I'd go back to the house and, you know, walk back down to my house, and then we'd have popcorn. And it just became, you know, a daily thing, year after year after year, going at lunchtime to get me a Speedy Gonzalez at the Mexican restaurant, just not knowing how to eat. I just didn't know how to eat. I didn't realize that I was constantly spiking my blood sugar. And let's do a review. Let's see how well last night went. When I'm spiking my blood sugar, then my pancreas has to secrete a certain hormone to regulate that blood sugar, or I would go in a diabetic coma and die. Who can tell me what that hormone is? Yeah, right, Elizabeth, it's insulin. It's the fat bus. And when the fat bus is on the scene, our appetite goes up. Appetite goes up, fat storage takes place, and efficient fat burning stops for up to 2 days. Now, how in the world was I ever going to lose weight when I'm spiking growth hormone every single day? How? You can't. And that's the problem most people have. You see, it's that we're working hard. We're trying to take care of our families. You know, we're going about in this thing called life getting in the way, and you know, we're just going about it. And as it relates to food, what we put in the temple, what we put in this temple, this home, this body, we're willy-nilly about it. Y'all know what willy-nilly means? What does willy-nilly mean, by the way? I got a friend that says willy-nilly, and I always think of that meaning haphazard, right? Really not thinking about it, not being thoughtful about it, doing it without awareness, doing it out of compulsion. Does anybody know what I'm talking about tonight? Does anybody else eat out of compulsive behavior? I mean, you're so busy, it's just one, you don't want to have to think about that too. It's one more burden, right? So just give me something. And we don't really think about it, but like it should be, our eating lifestyle should be the most important thing each and every day as it relates to our physical health. Not exercise, not supplementation, but how we eat, what we eat. And, you know, are we eating 80% of our diet? Is it whole foods? Is it combined the right way to control insulin? Are we doing all we can do to take care of this temple and regulate and manage the hormones and every other system that we have in our body? So we try to do that with Shibboleth in a practical, sustainable, and fun way where you're not excluding any nutrient. How many of you've tried diets in the past, whether they worked or not? It's not really my concern right now, but you tried diets and they excluded some macronutrient. You had to exclude, let me put it a different way. You had to exclude a food group. Has anybody ever been on one of them diets? You had to exclude an entire food group. Maybe that felt simple. Maybe that was the appeal of it. But it excluded whatever diet you did. First three letters of the word diet spelled die. Because anything you start with and can't stay with forever is just a waste of your time, isn't it? Isn't it? I can tell you how much time I wasted, diet after diet. I would lose it and gain it, lose it and gain it. When I did Atkins for a while. I gained all the weight back and then some, but I had to exclude all carbohydrate. Now, how's that going to work out if the rest of my life I've got to exclude carbohydrate? I've got to exclude fruit. That's not a lifestyle I can live with. So I had to find a way that I could have my peanut butter sandwich, a way that I could have my grilled cheese sandwich, a way that I could have pizza, a way that I could eat out, a way that I could eat at Mama's, a way that I could eat it at Mother's when we went there, a way that I could eat at home. What about when I was driving? Brother Aaron, we talked about this today, when I was driving long distances. You know, I had a job for a while that I would say out of my 10-hour day, six of those hours was driving. What am I going to do on the go? Well, you know, if you know all these things, if you become equipped and you know how to navigate this world, this environment, so that you can eat more properly and you can manage those hormones, but without really even thinking about it. I mean, you can literally get willy-nilly with Shibboleth. I've gotten where I can be willy-nilly with Shibboleth because it's become such a habit. I don't even know how to eat those other ways anymore. It's so foreign to me to go in a restaurant now and to feel fear of missing out, FOMO. I've conditioned myself to focus on what I can have, not on what I can't have. And whatever I'm craving, I know what to put with it so that I can have it and I can manage those hormones and I can keep losing body fat or maintain with ease. And that's what Shibboleth is. So let's do a quiz. There's a thing that we call a perfect day, the Shibboleth perfect day. And after 2 of those perfect days, we are in efficient fat burning mode. Can anybody tell me what the daily rules are that we live by, just in a few words? Tip. There's 6 of them. Water. That's right, Brother Charles. We got to drink our water every day. Water in, fat out. Water in, poop out. Got a journal. If we bite it, we write it. We hog it, we log it. You got to have the right timing. We want to get at least a 12-hour fast every single day, if not a 16-hour fast. We want to praise God. That's right, brother. That's the most important, isn't it? Have an attitude of gratitude. Count our blessings when we're looking at that meal. When we say the struggle's real and we're sitting there looking at a Shibboleth-approved hamburger, that is not a struggle. Portion control. That's right. Up to 3 eating episodes a day. And we try to honor God with every bite we take, just like the scripture says, breakfast for the Father, lunch for the Son, dinner for the Holy Spirit. It's portion right. That's right, Jenny. Combinations. It's combined right. Which of those daily rules for living is responsible for mostly responsible for controlling insulin? Combinations. That's right. So let's jump in here now and look at our beginner food library. I'm going to go to my dashboard. By the way, Fast Track is free for everyone, okay? So there's no reason not to go through this course. You have time. It doesn't take long to get through it. It's comprehensive. And if you will abide by it, if you will follow these easy rules, it will change your life. I lost 44 pounds in less than 6 weeks, over 100 pounds in less than 6 months. And I can tell you of innumerable people that did that. A lady asked me the other day, or didn't ask me, she told me. I said, I put a post and she said, false claims. And I said, no, it's not. I said, this happens every day. How much is it? I said, well, it's free. She said, prove it. So I just started sending transformation photos. And she said, are these real people? And I said, yes, ma'am. Every one of them's real. I probably can give you their number. I'll ask them if you want to call them. I can't give it to you without their permission, but see, Shibboleth works, and we all can be proud of that. It works for me. It works for you. It works for everybody. Now, them aliens that's coming that the government's telling us about, now I don't know. I don't know what their metabolism's like or digestive systems. Don't know nothing about them. But I know for us and for dogs too, works on our dogs too. In fact, we need to put little Elvira on some proper food combinations. Henzo's pretty good. But anyway, looking at Fast Track, we're going to go right to our food library first tonight. We're going to look at our food library. Hey, Sherry. All right. So tonight, we're going to look at the scary categories. Now, make sure that you're going through Kim Dankey's Fast Track classes. Is there anyone here that does not know how to access Kim's Fast Track courses? Please let me know so Sasha and I can get you over there. I don't want to waste your time if you know how to get there. Everybody knows. We want to go through Kim's structure. Okay, you don't know, so let me show you. So in your dashboard, I'm going to go back. You've got Fast Track dashboard. Here you go, Barb. So in the Fast Track curriculum, now if you're not a full member, it may have a little arrow over here somewhere that points and says Fast Track. That's where you want to go. And then you'll have less laps than this if you're a free member, but you'll have 2 laps that you need to get through. Then we want to watch these videos, okay? Sasha, they're gone again. Sasha. Let me go into the free account. Sasha, are you here? I'm going to kill them. They keep messing with my stuff. All right, so let me get, here's the free members. Here's where you went, okay? So you've got, I'm going to put my name in like I'm a new member, Travie. We'll call me Travie Silly. Travie Silly at mail.com. Let's see if that'll get me in there. Okay. Now, I'm going to go to the Fast Track. See that Fast Track? Now I'm in the new person dashboard. You've got 2 laps. Scroll down and you will find the videos. Sasha, who is moving my stuff? This is embarrassing. Here it is. Oh, whoo, sweating bullets. Did you see that, Barb? I'm so sorry. Our developers are working on stuff. Look at this robust free program. Let's accentuate the positive. See the Fast Track right here? Barb, do you see that? Nell, do you see that? Right here. Fast Track with Kim. Sasha, get Sergey to put videos right there. Oh, it's a little easier to find. So click that. And then you've got your resources, your downloadable resources, even your combination chart. This is your combination chart. This is what we're learning this week. And these are Kim's Fast Track videos. So these are short videos. You've got water, journaling, food combining, food combinations, portion control, timing. What is the fat bus? Efficient fat burning mode, MCT oil for cooking, condiments, finding your why, your resources, where to find all the resources on planet Shibboleth that you need to lose weight and keep it off forever with tens of thousands of other people. And then you've got your fast track test will be right here on Thursday when you get ready to complete the course. Okay. Then you have the food library. Okay. This is a beginner list of foods. There's a lot more variety than this, but we don't want to overwhelm you. We want to start you with the best foods for weight loss. And tonight we're going to talk about those scary carbohydrates. We know that lean protein breaks down into amino acids, feeds and fuels our muscle, preserves our metabolism so we can lose body fat. Category 1 is also exercise on a plate. When we eat these foods prepared the right way, we're literally getting massive blood flow to the digestive system and expending energy while we're in fat burning mode. I can literally eat category 1s and category 2s, and I'm expending energy through digestion that's going to help me lose more body fat. Category 3 works a little different than a category 1 lean protein or a category 2 fiber. Okay. And by the way, fiber, the insoluble fiber in these foods, picks up those toxins and binds to fat so that you don't absorb as much fat, carries it out through the drought. So that's a beautiful thing. Category 1 and 2, beautiful. Exercise on a plate and controls insulin. Insulin being, again, the fat bus, a growth hormone, a fat storage hormone. Category 3s, these are whole foods too. Now, before I talk about these good quality category 3s, there's some really bad ones that shouldn't even be labeled as food. They're not in here. White bread, white rice, white pasta. The whiter the bread, the quicker you're dead. There's nothing in that is nutritionally positive. White bread, white rice, white pasta, all their kin folks. Think about this. Did you know 1 saucer of white rice is equivalent to 30 teaspoons of sugar, but there's no sugar in it. It metabolizes as sugar and starch. So you're shooting your blood sugar through the roof because it's just processed junk. And it doesn't even have a flavor, by the way. It absorbs the flavor from the food that you cook with it. Okay. Barb, if you'll bear with me, I'm not sure why you can't find it. Maybe Sasha's still with me. I don't know. But if Sasha's with me, maybe she can reach out to you and help you. And at the end of this broadcast, I'll try to personally help you if you haven't found it. Okay. So your white bread, white rice, white pasta, we're going to reserve those for what we call a Shibboleth holiday. It's not that you can't have them. You can have them, but it's going to take you out of fat burning. You've got to find void replacements for those. Eat the real versions of them. Like white rice, the real version of that is long grain brown rice. And it's in here. It's listed here. White bread, we have category 2 breads, category 2 fibrous carb breads that taste like bread, look like bread, but inside of your body, they break down more like a green bean so that you can control insulin instead of spike it. Pasta, we have all kind of void replacements for pasta. You should not eat white pasta if you can help it. If you do have it, you have it on what's called a holiday. When we're looking at category 3 energy carbs, we're looking at good foods that we need, but so many diets disallow them so that maybe for a few days you feel like you've lost some weight. You know, you get on the scales, you don't realize by avoiding good carbs, that weight loss that you're experiencing is mostly just water and sugar weight. You're not really losing any body fat. You don't really lose body fat until you've had 2 perfect days in a row, and then you get into efficient fat burning mode, and then you're rocking. You're burning the fat then. But you got to have those perfect days. On our perfect days, on Shibboleth, we can eat carbohydrate. Now we need to be careful with it. It is a macronutrient that if you eat too much of, if you eat an excess of it, it's easily converted to fat and stored as fat, and it spikes insulin. And then you have that fat bus going through your bloodstream for up to 2 days, just locking on to every bit of fat that you eat and storing it in those cells. You've got to neutralize the fat bus. But I love black-eyed peas. I love butter beans and carrots and corn and green peas and grits and lima beans and long grain brown rice and oatmeal and onions and quinoa and sweet potato and white potato and tomatoes. And I love all that stuff. So I had to find a way that I can have them in the right portion, combined with the right thing, and still be successful. Because sometimes I'm craving corn. Sometimes I'm craving a potato. And this week, as you're learning through Kim's videos and these live instruction classes, learning how to combine the right food with that corn. For example, I love corn. Anybody else like corn? It's not the best thing for me, but I love it. I love it with a little butter. I love Mexican street corn. What do I do if I'm craving that? Should I avoid it altogether? No, I'm going to learn to eat it properly. So you'll learn through combination training. I can take something like, let's take 96% lean ground beef. I can make me a hamburger steak patty, a little Worcestershire sauce, a little Shibboleth approved A1 sauce, and then I can have me some, we said green beans earlier. We'll stick with green beans. I can have some green beans. So I've got my hamburger steak patty, I've got my green beans, and then I'm craving my corn. I can have that corn. If I portion control that right, according to our portion control component, I'm good. Put me a little ghee butter on there, a little salt, a little pepper. That's a delicious approved meal. But the difference is, instead of that corn shooting my blood sugar through the roof because I ate it alone or in an improper way, I'm going to get a slight elevation in blood sugar because I ate it with the protein and fiber that slows down blood sugar elevation. I'm going to get less fat bust, and I'm not going to store any fat because there's no fat in this meal. There's literally no fat in anything I just talked about, or very little fat. And if I cook it in the right oil, I'm not really adding any fat, and ghee butter's fat, but it's MCT fats. Now, if this feels like you're drinking water from a fire hydrant, I'm just here to get you to think. I'm here to build a relationship, to connect with you, and to try to inspire you to go through Kim's short videos and learn this week, and then finish up on Thursday, letting us install this foundation. Now, you can come through it again next week. I really wish people would go through it 2 or 3 times, because we're talking about life-saving stuff here. Controlling insulin is life-saving. All right, so you got, let's say I want some grits. Let me ask y'all this that's been around for a while. Can I have a scrambled egg whites? Can I have an egg white and spinach omelet with a portion of grits, my experienced members? Egg white and spinach omelet, portion of grits, if the egg white omelet's cooked properly. Yeah, I love grits. I love grits. Can I do the following? Could I have grilled chicken breast with grilled chicken breast with some mashed cauliflower and let's say corn again? Could I do that? Yeah, nothing wrong with that. What about some perfectly seasoned, prepared well pork tenderloin with some asparagus tips and some white potato, a little 0-calorie butter spray, fat-free sour cream? See, this isn't suffering, everybody. This is not suffering. This is, we quit focusing on what we cannot have. See, I love my old eating lifestyle. I love the way I used to eat when I was gaining all that weight, but I did not love the consequences. That was painful. Oh, sure, it was fine when I was eating. It wasn't fine when I ate too much. It felt terrible. So it wasn't good, but for like 5 minutes, really stop and think about that for a minute. Even our old lifestyle that we think we're missing out because we can't eat what we want when we want as much as we want. If you eat too much, you're literally only enjoying that meal that was improperly combined that you shouldn't have been eating. You're literally only enjoying it for what, 5 or 10 minutes before you feel stuffed. And really, it's not you eating. It's not you deciding to eat anymore. Do you know what is causing you to eat? It's insulin. Has anybody ever you've been full and you keep eating? And you're like, why am I doing this? This is a train wreck. It's a train wreck. It's not your fault. You say, I don't have any discipline. I don't have any discipline at all. What is wrong with me? I have no discipline. It's not your fault. Think about it. We've got women here and we've got men here. We've got men and women here. What makes Charles a man? What hormone makes Charles a man, makes his voice deeper? Testosterone. What makes the ladies have a higher voice and makes them sweeter than men? What hormone makes them what they are? Estrogen. These hormones are powerful enough to dictate gender, to dictate desire, to dictate everything. Powerful hormones. Insulin is the most powerful of all hormones. You can't even live without it. You'd go into a diabetic coma and die. But there are consequences to too much insulin. We said growth hormone. We said fat storage. What was the other one we said? That it causes and dictates? Literally dictates it. What is that consequence? That hormone dictates your appetite. Think about that for a minute. Love on yourself for a minute. Say, I am so happy tonight. I'm not a glutton. It's that hormone, just like testosterone and estrogen. You have no choice. It makes you what you are. Insulin drives your appetite through the roof. What happens when you learn the secret to controlling the the fat bus? The only thing that I've done and mastered is a little pivot where I control that growth hormone. That's the key. If you can learn this week how to control that growth hormone, that other component called portion control becomes much easier. And then to also think it through and have more awareness. You know, once you eat and you start feeling that food in your gut, once you can feel it in the gut, you've eaten too much. You've eaten too much. You're stretching it. And you know, I can't tell you how many times I've eaten until my food was literally coming up. Acid reflux, oh my gosh, it was terrible. If you'll just live the lifestyle and learn food combining, you'll better be able to portion control. You'll lose the body fat. You'll be able to put this behind you forever. Okay? But we got to learn how to eat these carbs the right way. And we got to learn when we're having bad carbs, simple carbs, we got to reserve them for our holidays. I don't know if Sasha got to this or how far y'all are in Kim's videos that are more structured than ours. How many holidays, when you're in the weight loss mode, how many holidays can you have a month to eat whatever you want? If you're trying to get your life back, is six reward days a month, is that enough? 72 a year. And then when you reach maintenance, how many do you get where you can eat whatever you want? 12. That's 144 days out of 365. If you know what to do on all those other days that we call perfect days, you'll actually enjoy your food more. You'll enjoy your holidays more. You'll enjoy your life more. Focusing, see, I used to do this. I used to focus on what I love to eat. That's how most of us eat. We're driven by what tastes good and what we love. But the way I used to eat come with an invisible side item of fat gain. Today, I focus on what I love. I just combine ingredients a little bit different. Does everybody, by the way, does everybody here have the fast track meal ideas that I send out to the fast track folks? The recipes, does everybody have? If you don't, Sasha, would you put that link in here from Constant Contact just to make sure they have some meal ideas? Because this week is an education week. If this is your first week through fast track, we want to start putting together next week's meal ideas and meal plan. So hopefully Sasha is still listening and she can grab that for me. She multitasks a lot. We're just a little ministry. So hopefully she heard me. So we want to get y'all that fast track link. Don't let me forget before the end of class. But it'll give you some meal ideas, some things that are combined right, some good recipes that are simple. There it comes. Thanks, Sasha. So check that out. That'll give you some ideas. It gives you the rules while you're going through Kim's Fast Track. So this week, you learning, hey, I'm still going to get to eat some of my favorite. Does anybody like a grilled cheese sandwich? I want to take something simple tonight to show you food combining. So used to, my grilled cheese sandwich was hunk cheese. That's what I call full fat cheese, hunk cheese. And I would put hunk cheese on white bread. That white bread would shoot my blood sugar through the roof. My pancreas would release insulin. Insulin's a fat storage hormone. We covered that. And then it would grab all that fat and it would plant it in my fat cells. Now, what can I do so that I can have a grilled cheese sandwich and still lose body fat? If I come over here and I find a bread that tastes like bread, but breaks down like a green bean in my body, Lewis Healthy Life 35 calorie bread breaks down more like a green bean than it does a white bread. Has anybody ever had that bread? What does it taste like? Does it taste like bread? Rebecca says, my son loves it. Tastes like bread. What's the difference? Why would we eat regular white bread knowing that it's killing us when we could have healthy life bread and better be able to control insulin? Okay, hunk cheese. It's good. Hunk cheese is good. Has anybody ever had Sargento reduced fat cheese? It's delicious. It tastes like something out of the gourmet department, gourmet cheese department. And you take 2 slices of that. Again, that's a category 4, though. We got a lot to teach. That's a category 4, protein plus fat. If I take 2 slices of that and I make my grilled cheese sandwich with that bread and that cheese, and I prepare it in a Pam cooking spray or MCT oil, has anybody done that? It's delicious. But I have a grilled cheese sandwich that shuts down the fat bus instead of provoking a fat bus. What I just said about the grilled cheese, I can do with everything. I can do with spaghetti. I can do with peanut butter sandwich. I can do with lasagna. I can do with pizza. Doesn't matter. It's just a change in the ingredients that helps us better be able to control this growth hormone, appetite accelerant called insulin. Okay. So all of these carbohydrates, by the way, you might want to take a note here. We have a portion component we'll get to later in the week and double down on it. But just remember, if you're one of those that want to measure, we got to stick with during the weight loss phase. Every eating episode that we have carbs, we got to keep it at a 1/4 cup. That might not sound like much, but that's 12 teaspoons. That's 12 bites. That goes along with a 1 and 2 or 7 and 2. Once you get into maintenance, does anybody know how much we can have during maintenance of a category 3? As long as we combine it right. Half a cup. Now we're going to use an easy portion rule because you're not always where you can measure, and we'll get to that. The other thing that I wanted to talk about tonight was your fruit. You don't need to eliminate fruit. Ask your heart and your spirit. By the way, everybody's moving toward this vegan kind of protocol. If we eat too many plant leaves and plant roots, a lot of us will end up with autoimmune disease because plants have powerful plant alkaloids, but they also have powerful plant toxins. They don't want you eating their roots and leaves. So if you do that too much, you can end up with some issues. People don't realize that. That's why we have this outbreak of all these autoimmune disorders and diseases going on in our country. There's so much movement toward a complete plant-based diet without understanding some of the ramifications. Plants want you to eat their fruit. I hate to see a lifestyle that excludes fruit. Now, I'm not talking about fruit juice. There's a big difference. That fruit juice, don't do that. Stay away from pureed fruit and fruit juices. But what about those smoothies. No, 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 no. But I absorb more of it. Yeah, you also absorb more of the toxicity too. Please, until you get your weight off, don't do fruit juices, fruit smoothies. Keep that for a holiday. I mean, it is a disaster. But fruit in its whole food form is exceptional for you. You got the enzymes you need. You got all the nutrition that you need. But when you're trying to lose weight, during the phase of your journey where you're trying to lose weight, eating that apple by itself provokes a fat bust response. Not a big one, but a little one, but it still slows your fat burning down. So until we get in maintenance, we don't want to have fruit by itself. Valuable nutrition. But right now we're out of balance. We've got to get back in balance and lose the weight before we should be eating fruit by itself again. So here you have a list of all kinds of, every fruit that you can think of goes in a category 5. By the way, a tomato is a fruit too, but we prepare it and eat it more like a vegetable. That's why we put it in category 3. But category 5 fruit, this is your antioxidant carbs. These are the carbohydrate that helps us ward off oxidative stress and live a longer life and put off disease longer, even those that we're genetically predisposed to get. So apples, berries, oranges, grapefruit, all of these, banana even, it's not the best one for weight loss. Bananas, peaches, and pineapple, better do those sparingly. But you can do them, but they're a category 5, and we're going to consume them like we talked about a category 3. So, question, could I have for lunch Shibboleth approved bread, category 2 bread, some boar's head maple glazed ham, 1 slice of approved cheese as a condiment, and have that sandwich, and then for dessert, could I have a half a banana? Yeah. See, the difference is if I eat that half a banana by itself, my blood sugar is going up, pancreas releases that fat storage growth hormone, got a problem. But if I pair it with lean proteins and fibrous carbs that don't cause the blood sugar impact, the banana that does, I'm meeting it in the middle and I'm slowing that blood sugar rise because of the extra blood flow going to the digestive system to break all that down. I'm slowing the blood sugar rise. I get less resultant insulin, and less insulin daily, weekly, monthly, yearly mean more efficient fat loss. That's the beauty of food combining. There's nothing that you cannot have with a proper lifestyle. It's the knowledge that we need. The knowledge is the power, y'all. The knowledge is the power. And then implementation of that knowledge is wisdom. Okay. So any questions tonight? Beth says, didn't want to confuse the group, but gastro doctor told me today to do FODMAP for my IBS, and I'm going tomorrow to fit all that with Shibby. Yay. And a thing y'all can do, let me go back. Whether you're new or not, please go make sure that in the library, we've got technology coming out that's going to be able to see what you like and give you meal plans based upon what you like. Rather than you and I having to sit and do meal planning forever, it'll give you meal ideas, only meal ideas from foods that you like that are combined the right way. But I need you to heart the foods that you like. Do you see how I did that? I just heart it. I can add it to my grocery list. Let's say I don't like asparagus, don't heart it. Then you won't see any meal ideas with that on it in the future. So go on and start liking. It also helps me or Sasha, if we're on the phone with you, look at what you like and give you quick meal ideas. Like even tonight, if y'all will do this, if y'all would use me properly, if you'll start favoriting those foods, let's say you don't know what to eat. How would y'all like for me to come in here at 8 o'clock and give you, hey, let's say that we're using Beth tonight. Beth says, you can use mine. And I go in there and I look at her journal and I give her tips in front of y'all. And then we go and we look at all the foods that she's hearted. And I say, have you thought about this meal idea, Beth? Have you thought about that meal idea, Beth? By me teaching her, I can teach y'all. I'm just using her as a placeholder there. But we can do those kind of exercises together too. I'm here to serve you and coach you to success. but you have to want it. You've got to want to change. Change starts with how we think, how we speak, and what we eat. Any questions or comments tonight? Did y'all get anything out of this tonight? Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Margaret. I got to the videos and I've been following along with the food list. No, you're doing great, Barb. Fantastic. We're glad to have you. Nail's learning some good things. Awesome. Keep going through Kim's fast track videos. We're going to bring it all home on Thursday. It's a little loose right now, but we tighten it up, put a nice bow on it on Thursday. Hey, Sheila, good to have you. So glad that you're with us. There's my hero right there, Kim Danke. 30 perfect days. Kim, I hate you probably hate it when I put you on the spot. Would you like to say anything tonight and encourage the group? We got quite a few new people here. Might be nice for them to meet you if you have time. You may not have time. We understand. You may be in your pajamas. Any other questions? Oh, here's a Q&A. All right. Got a question. Ashley, got a question. I had a friend make me crab cakes and I'm not sure what's all in it. Uh-oh. I know they are good on our list with the right ingredients. What should I put it under since I don't know how it was made? I'm going to pull Kim up here in a minute. Can I tell you how I do it? Now, Kim may have different advice, and Kim's advice will fit under the shield too. If I put anything in my mouth and I don't know what was in it, what do you think I call it? Yeah. Now, it may have been perfectly fine, but call it fear, call it whatever. I'm not going back. So I don't want to loosen up my definitions. If anything, I tighten my definitions up, and it's just one holiday. By the way, crab cakes, if you know how to make them with TVP or Carb Quick flour with approved condiments, oh my goodness, they are exercise on a plate. But if I don't know what was in it, because what if there was some breadcrumbs or some type of breadcrumb that's not approved? You see what I'm saying? So it's just best to be tough with yourself when in doubt. Nothing wrong with using a holiday, whether it's a snack accident or whether it was planned. Let's get Kim on here, one of my heroes. I hope y'all will, in the spirit, send a lot of applause her way. She has saved many lives with the Shibboleth program, and we're proud to have her jump in tonight. It's good for y'all to meet your coach in the flesh. Oh, she's driving. I'm sorry, Kim.
Well, I pulled over into a church parking lot. I just left my church, and sorry, y'all can't see me very well, but I just left my church and I saw that I could probably catch a little bit. And so I was at a stop sign, and 30 days is a big deal. So I thought I would type that. And then you said, can you come on? So I pulled over in this other church parking lot, and here I am.
All right. Well, Kim, we've got more and more new people finally hearing about the free fast track, and they're getting acquainted with you, and they're loving your videos. And you might have something you want to encourage them with tonight or share with them. Please feel free.
Well, something that you said just a few minutes ago, I thought we need an image of this. We need an image. Everybody needs to know that the knowledge is the power, but the application is the wisdom. And you actually really don't do much in life without application. So you have to apply. You've got to be an applier. And there's one of the things I read last night at the Shibboleth support group is we try to make lists of things that we need to stop doing, but we attribute too much power to the list itself. And this preacher I was listening to said, okay, I told some people the things they needed to do to be a better Christian, because that's what they asked me. How do I be a better Christian? And so he gave them 5 things. He said 2 weeks later, he calls them up and he goes, how you doing? And they like, we already knew all those things. We just have a hard time doing them consistently. Where are you going to find the power to do what you know? There's the key. Now the power comes in Jesus. So you've got to bless the name of the Lord at all times. That is the overarching over the shield. Okay. Bless the name of the Lord at all times. Bring him into everything first and foremost, not last. And give him this, and just do it. But you have to apply. So each and everything that is, every task in each lap of Fast Track is designed to teach you something. If you treat it like the education that you should treat it as, you'll get something out of it. But if you just skim it, Patricia Hurt came up with this line: skimmers don't become slimmers.
Ooh.
So let's not skim the information, read it, extract the information like it is life-saving info. It's life-saving info. Oh, and something else that you just said a minute ago about like getting rid of all of the insulin in your body, how you get into a deeper EFB. Well, I call it deeper EFB. So I'm like, I don't even know, 30 days or more of insulin, that has not been in my body. And on Saturday, I was like on fire. I was going, wait a minute. This is really cool. I know that I'm very zealous, for the Lord and everything, but there was a whole nother level of that. When you don't have junk in your body, you can devote that time to the Lord. Y'all are going to make yourself better for the Lord by doing this program. Okay. It has improved my relationship with him. I'm sure he's thankful that he showed me Shibboleth just at the right time so I could apply it to my life. So thank you, Travis and Sasha, for everything that y'all do. Y'all have just improved my life greatly through this program. And many people have told me that this also has brought them closer to the Lord, the Shibboleth lifestyle. Because when you start correcting habits that weren't making you be the best you can be, you do become better for the Lord. So let's all do it. All right, let's do it. Hey, Sasha.
Thank you so much, Kim.
You're welcome. Barb says, thanks for taking us on a church parking lot tour. That's funny. Yeah, exactly. The church parking lot tour in Kennesaw, Georgia. So, well, I won't keep everybody, but I will thank you for bringing me on. I certainly appreciate it. And I just love everybody. I love y'all. And I want y'all to have what I've found in this. And I told Sasha last night, I said, I had 21 people at Shibboleth support group last night. You know what my concern is when they leave? Are they going to do this?
Yeah.
You're there and you're with them and you're pouring into them and you're like, they're here. They care. When they leave and drive away, I'm like, oh my goodness, are they going to keep doing it? Please, people, do it.
I know it. I feel the same way. It's every day. How can I get them to do it when they leave? Because I know it will change their life. And I know they'll be so much happier if they can overcome those initial hurdles and get momentum.
Yep. It's true. Well, y'all just let us know if you have any questions.
Thank you, Kim.
You're welcome. Bye, y'all.
God bless. Hey, everybody. Anybody got anything before we go tonight? Any parting questions? Everybody satisfied until tomorrow? Hearts and minds are clear. All right, don't forget, tomorrow, Lord willing, we'll be back live at 10:30 for lesson 3. Keep moving through Kim's Fast Track, and then we'll be back live tomorrow night at 8 p.m. I hope if you're new here, I hope that y'all feel the love. And I hope our members continue to feel the love. And Sasha and I, we love you. and we have poured our lives into this. We dedicate no less than 16 hours a day, Monday through Friday, to this, and probably then some. I know my wife was up all night last night working, didn't even go to bed, and we love you, and we want to see you happy, healthy, and thriving, and overcome excuses. And I don't mean that as a dig at you. That's what I made. I didn't even know I was making excuses, and I was making excuses. And the reason I made excuses was I didn't understand my personal power. I didn't understand my personal power and ability to overcome. And we can all overcome. I'll close with this: by the word of our testimony and the blood of the Lamb. All right. Good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.